The Indian Navy has executed a daring operation rescuing a 21 crew, from which 15 were Indians, in the North Arabian Sea when a distress call was received from this Liberian flagged ship NV Leela Norcoff. I have with me Navy Chief Admiral R. Kumar, sir. So thank you so much for speaking to India today. Sir, how was the MARCOS, the commanders from Navy, able to execute this operation as swiftly as possible?
Yeah, see, this is actually a teamwork. It doesn't happen on its own. So when we got the distress call, ये मिला था करीब 5 बजे शाम को on the 4th. So as soon as it was received, the biggest challenge, I would say, at sea is something we call as tyranny of distance. That means distance cover करना time लगता है. We can't go at any speed beyond a certain limit. That is as per the physics of the water. So therefore, सबसे पहले वो INS चेन्नई जो था उस समय about 450 odd nautical miles away from the vessel, was diverted to head for the vessel at full speed. So that was the first action. And immediately after that, we launched the PATI to go on task to locate the vessel, speak to the crew and find out what is the actual situation on ground. So जैसे pirate attack हुआ था, there were shots were fired, apparently as per the information of the crew. They saw some boats approaching and shots being fired, so they ran into the citadel, or what they call the safe house, and locked themselves inside that. So इसका the capability of such a safe house is that you can remain inside for perhaps 24 to 48 hours, and by which time a ship or somebody will come to help you or rescue you. So they had put themselves inside. Actually, out of 21, 20 crew could get inside, and one went and hid somewhere else in some other compartment. So this information, in about 2 hours' time, our PATI had reached there. PATI was launched from Goa. It had reached there, and it had established communication. And there was, so from the safe house or the citadel of the ship, ये बात कर सकते थे through the satellite telephone, and they told us that 20 crew are inside and one is outside, and we were attacked by pirates. We do not know the condition where all they are. All those information was relayed. So they were assured that the naval ship is heading for you, and they were also told to alter the course in such a way that they can close towards the naval ship Chennai. So they had altered the course by about 20 degrees so that they are also on a closing course. And we had planned to replace the PATI on station by another PATI, and subsequently to replace that by a Sea Guardian drone, Predator drone, which will have even greater endurance, so that we can keep that complete area under surveillance. So these aircraft which are there also located some boats. There were, I think, 4 to 6 boats and dhows which are operating in that area, which was also a clear indication, which are about between 20 to 40 miles from this ship, which is a clear indication that probably the pirates were there, and they had used some of these boats to come on board and so on. So in the meantime, INS Chennai was closing at good speed, and by next day around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 1400 to 1430, she effected RV with the ship with MV Leela Norfolk, and then simultaneously they are already prepared for the operation. So we had a Sea Guardian giving live coverage from the air, and also relaying all this information to the IFC IOR at Gurugram. Then a helicopter was launched to give aerial cover for air support from the close proximity, and the Marine Commandos were launched from the ship by boat. So at this point, it was not known whether it is, how many pirates are there. Approximate number was known, about 5 to 6 pirates were around, and whether still there, not there, whether they put any explosives, IEDs, etc. Nothing was known. So they had to really, board prepared for a armed intervention, and expecting some sort of resistance from the ship. But they boarded, and it was uneventful. They boarded, then they started sanitizing the ship from the top to bottom for explosives, for the pirates, etc. So fortunately, they were able to make out that there was nothing there at that point of time. Then they rescued the crew, and they also rescued that one crew member who was hiding somewhere else. So all 21 crew were rescued, 15 Indians and the rest Filipinos. And then they did once more a complete thorough sanitization of the ship from top to bottom, and established that the absence of the crew. So it is most likely that these, after boarding, they realize that they do not have the wherewithal either to breach the citadel, or they realize that they're going to get into trouble because the naval Indian naval ship is coming, and we are monitoring them by the P8I and so on. So it is quite possible that they disembarked at night or early hours of the morning and moved out. So now what we are doing, now that we have sanitized the ship will go off to its destination. It is headed for Bahrain. What we are doing is we are going to board and inspect every single boat, dhow, which is there in the vicinity. And we have enough assets there. We are going to board all of them. If we find any piracy triggers, we are going to take action against them.
So how are you able to swiftly take this kind of action? Because this actually requires a lot of backing from the government of India as well.
So government of India has really enabled such activity, such actions at sea, and I am grateful for the national leadership for particularly putting in place something called the Anti-Piracy Act, which has happened last year. And this is a great enabling act. India is one of the few countries, Bharat is one of the few countries which has been able to, approve such an act. Hardly any nations have this thing, and this has been a great enabler for the Bharatiya Nausena, so that we can now board, visit, inspect, and search or seize any vessel, boat, dhow, anything which has got, anything to do with piracy. So we are now using it, aggressively to ensure that this Indian Ocean region remains safe, and we will take action against anyone who is trying to disrupt, peace at sea.
So expected challenges to make sure that the Indian Ocean is safe. What are the challenges that you're currently facing?
So currently there are, actually if you look at challenges can be right from a conventional war to, to benign activities like HADR and so on, because our region is prone to HADR, disasters and things like that. But what is happening as of today is two distinct things. One is piracy, and the second is drone attacks. And the other things are also, transnational crimes like narcotics, human smuggling. All that is, as such happening, and that threat is always there. So, but the most predominant ones as of today, one is piracy, and the other one is, because piracy had almost gone and in the early part of 2023, hardly came across any piracy. But this is suddenly resurfaced in the last about 2 months, and now we are aggressively targeting to ensure that it, get subdued and they don't come out of the Somali coast for this. Second, of course, is the drone attacks. The drone attacks earlier has been happening largely, maybe one drone attack in a month or once in 2 months, and largely targeted at Israeli-owned shipping and vice versa. But in the last, I would say about 40 days, we have seen almost 34 attacks, which is almost one attack a day on various, merchant ships. However, I would like to say that no Indian flagged vessel has been targeted till now. Largely it is all either some linkage with Israel or Israeli related companies and so on. So we are keeping a watch on this, and how we are concerned is because some of these attacks have happened in the Central Arabian Sea, which is in our area of responsibility. So we do not want this sort of things to happen here. So we have now deployed our ships. So therefore, two operations are underway. One is anti-drone operations, and other one is anti-piracy operations. We have deployed our units to ensure this, and we are going to take robust action to ensure that these there's not much disturbance in our Indian Ocean region.
All right, so thank you so much for speaking to India Today. With Alok Das, this is Milan Sharma for India Today.